timing is critical, access to cash shouldn't slow you down, especially when you have cars as significant as those at the Arizona Concours d'Elegance. With Borrow, you can unlock the equity in your classic or luxury vehicle without selling it. Borrow provides short-term loans secured by your vehicle to expand your collection, fund a business, secure an investment, or meet a critical deadline. There are no credit checks or lengthy paperwork, just quick, discreet financing. With over a decade of experience, more than $1 billion in loans funded, and 25,000 satisfied clients, Borrow is the trusted choice for liquidity when you need it most. Visit borrow.com to learn more. Earlier this year, the Collector Car Network attended the 2025 Arizona Concours d'Elegance. Now, if you've never been to this show, I highly recommend you go. I've seen a lot of rare, impressive, and expensive vehicles over the course of my career, but this event was on a completely different level. They had a Hispano Suiza, a Ferrari Enzo, a Duesenberg, a 300 SL Roadster, as well as dozens of other carefully restored exotic machines. The featured mark of the Concours was Bugatti. A modern Bugatti would have been stunning enough, and there was one, the 2023 Chiron Supersport 57 one of one. As its name implies, Bugatti only made one for a client who fell in love with the Type 57 SC Atlantic she saw at the Mullen Auto Museum in the early 2000s. That explains the one-of-one's metallic blue finish, the vertical bars in the grille, and the center spine on the quad-turbo W16's engine cover and the roof. The Bugatti next to the 57 one-of-one left me absolutely starstruck. I never dreamed I would see a Type 57 SC Atlantic in person. According to Bugatti, the design for the Atlantic was influenced by the Aerolith prototype. That was made out of a metal known as electron, a blend of 90% magnesium and 10% aluminum. Magnesium can be a difficult metal to work with. Instead of welding the two halves of the prototype's body together, Bugatti had to rivet them. When the Atlantic went into production, Bugatti switched to using aluminum sheet metal, but it decided to keep the distinctive riveted ridge down the middle of the car and its fenders. Bugatti only produced 4 Atlantics between 1936 and 1938. One of those was made for Jean Bugatti, the son of company founder Ettore Bugatti, but that disappeared in 1938. Another was destroyed in an accident and later restored, but its engine couldn't be salvaged. The 4th and final Atlantic created is owned by Ralph Lauren. You might have heard of him. The first Atlantic ever made is the car you see here. Not only did I get up close to it and see it in all its restored glory, but I also spoke with Jim Stranberg, the man who spent 2 years restoring it, with the expert help of the talented artisans at his shop in Colorado. Chassis number 57374 was originally sold to British banker Victor Rothschild. According to Jim, Rothschild sent it back to Bugatti in 1938 to have the cable brakes replaced with hydraulic brakes and a supercharger installed on the 3.3-liter straight-8 engine. When Jim was given the job of restoring this Atlantic to show at Pebble Beach, he decided to return it to those improved 1938 specifications. He knew it was going to take a while, but fortunately, he ended up getting more time than he originally anticipated.
Came up and said, we want to do Bugatti as the featured mark next year. Think you could do this in a year? I said, I'll try.
Oh, man.
So about halfway through that year, I got another call from him. He says, Jim, I got some really bad news for you. I go, what, you want it tomorrow? No, he says, we don't want it this next year. We want it the year after that. So is that okay with you?
What a relief.
What a sigh. What a relief is right. So yeah, we can do that. No problem. I wish we did do it.
One problem was that Jim needed more space to focus on this epic restoration, so he ended up significantly extending his shop and adding a room entirely devoted to this Bugatti. Another problem was working on the car without creating more problems for himself. That aluminum bodywork you see is laid over a wooden frame. Once Jim got under that metal skin, he made some interesting discoveries.
The thing that we found, which I think is interesting, is the louvers on the door and that little trafficator in the back there, which looks like somebody pushed it in. When we started on the car, those things weren't there.
Oh.
But they had been. We had pictures and that to show us. And then as you take the inside out, the upholstery and everything, in the wood that's behind the body here is the marks for these kind of things, for the louvers. And the little hole here, when rain gets inside there, it drains out that little hole. And that's where you get your patterns from. You see it in the different magazines and things like that and wonder what the hell's that all about. Well, you take it apart and you can say, oh, there's louvers in here. I can see that now.
He also learned something about the paint that not even seasoned Bugatti experts knew about.
You notice the color of the paint. It sort of has a metallic shine to it. So we've had to put in a very, very, very fine metallic into the paint. And all the Bugatti people in the world said Bugatti never painted his car with metallic paint. Well, in taking it all apart, we found a panel that had this color paint on it. Plus, a friend of ours who worked for Volkswagen in their Bugatti section had a little booklet, came from the accountant's office of Bugatti, and it said right there, chassis such and such. Well, it said blue metallic paint, blue interior, and just listed all these little things. So then we went out and proved it to the Bugatti world that yes, this is the right paint. This is exactly what they had on there.
Using factory blueprints and reproduction castings, Jim and his crew completed the restoration of this ultra-rare Bugatti in time for the 2003 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. As he put it, we knew it had to be right. Clearly it was. The Atlantic won the top prize, Best of Show. I would like to thank the people behind the 2025 Arizona Concours d'Elegance for allowing me to cover their wonderful event, Jim Stranberg for sharing his incredible story with me, and you for watching this video. Stay tuned to Classic Cars TV on YouTube for more interesting automotive content.